Peace and love. What's up, everybody? Desiree here, and I just wanted to hop on here and drop a quick message to you guys. Now, last weekend, this past Saturday, I was at this exact very beautiful park right here. And I had just finished with a run, and I hopped on here and I did a video because I wanted to give a message about ACEs, right? Adverse childhood experiences. And I created this beautiful video, and being new to this, of course, my audio was disrupted. So here I am, thanking above for the beautiful sunshine this morning, and to really help me get back into the message that I captured on Saturday when I had all these beautiful people out here. There was kids playing, they were softball, they had a softball game going, they had some type of martial arts, drums, music. It was beautiful. And for some reason, the history of ACEs came to me, right? Because I think seeing the kids out here was really a reflection of how their lives should be, or a part of their life should be consistent of, right? There's greenery, there's sun, there's camaraderie, there's other children, there's good mentors, air, our nature, and so forth. It's a lot of things. So I guess being out here, that really activated this message that I want to share with you guys. So ACEs is something that I learned from a doctor, Dr. Burke, a beautiful Black woman, very powerful, knows her thing. Big time, knows her things, big time. And being a part of mental health, going back and getting my degree, my master's in social work, working in an environment where I worked with juvenile offenders for 8 years, directly with them, hand in hand. ACEs is definitely real, it is impactful, and it's very, very serious. And so I feel like I have to start doing my part, which is getting this message out there, not only to parents, but also to children and just to people. I really want to try to just help convey some of these things that we kind of struggle with, right? No fault to anyone. These things are generational. These things are put on us without us even knowing. But it is our responsibility to break that curse and no longer put it on the children that are coming here and are a part of our future, right? And so, let me see. Where I'm gonna go? Where I'm gonna go, y'all? Where I'm gonna go? I might see my baby over here. We come to the same park in the morning, but we get here differently. We do our thing. I like to run. She likes to spin down here. I'm looking. Is she over here? I don't see her. Okay. Well, she may be at another park, which is not far from here. But yeah, I don't see her. So, okay, on with ACEs. I was gonna go surprise her. Now, ACEs, adverse childhood experience. Okay, so don't have all my stats in front of me, but I can just give you a quick little background history. So at some point, I wanna say not too long ago, about 20 some years ago, maybe a little bit longer, there was a research study that started in San Francisco, Hunters Point. If you from Frisco, Bay Area, you know about Hunters Point. And I don't really know the status. I pray and hope that things have gotten better for Hunters Point. But I do know it was one of the toughest neighborhoods in the Bay at one point. Very known for poverty, the violence, police brutality, so forth, right? So very, very tough environment. I actually had a few kids at the time that were convicted of things that they've done out of Hunters Point, and it was very, very serious. I mean, very serious. So just a little background history, very tough neighborhood. However, researchers, they created this study and they wanted to look at the adverse effects of being exposed to trauma. As we know, Hunters Point predominantly Black and of color people, very, very tough environment. So these researchers, they did their study, and the results in terms came out that when you are constantly affected by trauma, by stressful environments, how they take a mental health toll on you, how they take an emotional and physical toll on you, and how this is exposed to your children, what it does. So, being exposed to these stressors constantly, what happens to children, right? Scientifically, internally, what happens to them. Humans, we create what is called a toxic stress response. Your body naturally does it because that's just how we eventually, our makeup starts doing is responding, especially when you're a child. You don't know, right? You are learning. But one thing that we do know when we come here is if someone is talking down on me, if someone is constantly yelling at me, if someone is constantly raging at me, that is instilling fear. That is instilling violence in me. That is instilling anger in me. That is removing the love in me. Okay? So, when children are constantly exposed to this, when they are constantly exposed to stress, when they are constantly getting beat up on, whether it's verbally, whether it's physically, whether it's emotionally, okay? They internally, there's nothing you can do about this if you continue this. It's an automatic development. They will develop toxic stress response. And this is what it will look like. You will have a child who suffers or who is challenged with behavioral issues. You will have a child who is challenged with mental health issues. You will have a child that is challenged with their emotional balance, right? With their emotional responses, because they are constantly responding in a fight or fight mode. And that is no place, that is no energy, that is no feeling a child should have to deal with or have on them. Because what it does is, this is what it does. It limits them to the things that they should be interested in, to the excitement that they should be receiving. Okay? You diminish it. It gets removed. So then you start having feelings of hopelessness. Then you start having intriguing minds to violence, to guns, to fighting, to drugs, to underage sex. You see, there's severe consequences when we are not aware of ACEs and what it truly does to our children. You see? So, before you know it, your child will spiral, okay? It doesn't stop there. Once your child starts experiencing these things, right, severe behavioral consequences come. Severe behavioral issues come. And that's why I'm such an advocate of removing this identity of ACEs, because it's childhood experiences that you carry through your childhood that removes a beautiful trajectory of how you should be raised, of how your experiences should be. And now it turns into an angry kid, a sad kid, a hopeless kid, an isolated kid. Instead of a kid running, full of joy, full of fearlessness, right? Now all of a sudden, they are absorbing all of you, absorbing all of the things that you were going through. And that's not their responsibility. But see, energy is contagious, so it don't matter. So that's why we have to check ourselves first. I'm going to get there. So, getting back to the child, okay? A lot of the kids that I worked with, almost all of them, there was like maybe 1% where, for the most part, he just wanted to be bad. He had, what we say, I guess, what is needed to kind of ensure that you are put on the right path. And sometimes people just choose not to listen. But for the majority of the kids that I worked with, it was a very consistent pattern. Poverty, marginalized, underrepresented community, underprivileged, whatever word you want to use, right? Hardship, financial, food insecurities, sexual abuse, violence, domestic violence, name it all. The stories that my kids would tell when we would go to board to, for the most part, we were preparing their release to get back into the community. And then I had a couple that we just wasn't ready. But for the most part. But when we got in those boardrooms and these kids that were, I don't know, anywhere between 16 to 19 years old, they tell this very troubling story. Very troubling stories. I will open and read their files. Very, very sad. Very traumatic. No business. No place for children. And that is because ACES exists. And that is because it continues to be passed down generationally. And it is time, along with others, to continue to make a lot of noise about this. So we can check ourselves as adults. So we can do what is necessary as ourselves. So this can end. Okay? Because it is not fair for a child to not experience their childhood. To not even get an opportunity to think about, well, what do I want to do? How much fun do I want to have? Right? Because it just comes natural. They're kids. They ain't got to do no critical thinking. That's for us. But, don't diminish their light because you going through something. Don't diminish them because you stressed. Don't diminish their power because you got things going on. Love your children. Go heal yourself. Take the necessary steps. Stop drinking. Stop eating bad. Stop taking drugs. Stop laying around. Stop listening to bad music. Stop listening to bad things on TV. Stop speaking crazy. And you will see, before that, start giving your kids more love. If you need to give criticism, if you need to discipline or whatever, talk to them. Provide that love. Do what you got to do, but provide that love. You can't beat up on no kid, whatever that looks like. You can't beat up on no kid and then push off and keep going. You're failing. But you can make change. And the change starts with you. How do we heal ACEs, right? Well, it starts with you. Generationally, you know what's going on. You know what your worries are, your fears, your doubts. You know where your anger stems from. And if you don't, then start working on it. Because children need you. And we have to stop this. It was passed down to you through your parents, through their parents, ancestors, and so forth. But you have the ability to make that change today. You know what I'm saying? So take some time and think about, reflect. This ain't anything but to provide improvement in our lives, and everyone's lives. So, take a look, see how you talking to whoever, see how you're responding to things. But most importantly, see if ACEs exist. See, look it up. If you want to know more, and ask yourself if this is existing or it's maybe leading to this path. Ask yourself, what can I do? You know, what do I want to do? Do I want the help? And then come see me. But no, babe. But nah. So I just wanted to drop that knowledge real quick on ACES and how true it is, how I've seen it, I've worked with it. It's very traumatic, very unfortunate thing. Takes a lot of healing on the kid, you know, and a lot of times, you know, and in the work I do, kids don't always open up. You know, they're not quick to open up and say things, but eventually when they get there, it's always the same thing: love. So even through your child's mistakes, even through their curiosities, show them love. Put God first. Change some things in your life. You know, reevaluate, look at it, and give them love. Give them opportunity to express their creativity. Get them out and get some air and be in nature. And God bless you all. Peace and love.